Hey there, boys and girls of the YouTube world. Today we're going to show you my auction buy 1953 Ford F100. So I got this thing from up by Cooperstown-ish area. I wasn't able to go to the auction, so I had this other fella I know go and check it out. Seemed like it was a good deal, so I went ahead and made the purchase. Paid like 1,600 bucks. If there wasn't for some other online bidder, I think we could have got it for about a fifth of that. Anyway, here it is. Looks like she was last tagged in 71, so what's that, 49 years off the road. Dang. Looks like they did put some radial tires on it right before the auction. This one stayed up for a few days, but I think we're gonna have to put a tube in it. I think they're factory 15s. No, these got 16s, don't they? Yep, 16s. It's got the custom 0% tint window. Missing the mirror antenna. You can see Karsten was bidder number 62. No bed floor. Pretty straight. That's kind of a weird spot to rot. Actually really good for rust too. I think they clearly stuck this seat cover on just for the auction, because otherwise the mice would have gotten it. I don't know, maybe not. Real dry above the windshield. Dash is nice. Floors are freaking way good. Battery covers there. Yeah, 3 on the tree, 6-cylinder. Add-on signal stat, 900s. For the blinkers, cheesy door panels, cheesy seat cover. Anything good in there? Nope. Anything good behind the seat? Nope. Oh yeah, it looks like they had the seat out. Those are fresh bolts. Somebody was working on this thing. Somebody was messing around with her. 58,999 miles, 0.9. Pretty sure that odometer is stuck. What are the odds they parked it at that mileage? Door latches need some work. Looks like it needs that window as well. More concerned about that one. Fenders are good. Something must have rubbed against her there for a while. Okay, fenders are not so good. It's got the grain door rear trap. That's a shame. Duff, are you checking this thing out or what? Exhaust appears to be rotted off. Park brake cables are there. We should just go ahead and cut those right away before somebody pulls them. Custom made shop class hitch out of some C-channel and some flat iron. Oh yeah, that's real good. I don't know why they always had to put those grain doors in there. They must have thought they were brilliant. Ray Charles did a little bit of nickel rod welding on this side as well.
You got the right one, baby.
Look at that beefer up flat strap too. Oh yeah, a little welding repair on the box side as well. Shoot, all the hubcaps are there. I think we need to find some running boards. They're a little bit short on both sides. I don't know if they took that off when they had the box off. What was going on there? I think that's a Dana 44 in these, in case you were wondering. Box is good, cab corners. Oh, yeah, that's right. This door does kind of whammy into the cowl there, so we're gonna have to do a little adjusting and massaging there. But the dog legs are solid. Pretty good dent there to fix. Look at that cool old wall work emblem. Don't make them like that anymore. Oof, that fender, she got chewed up pretty good. Most of that'll come out. That not so much. The only thing from 53 to 55 that really changed was the grills. 56s are similar, but they got the knee knocker doors, which this does not have. See, it's got stainless wipers and trim up there and wing windows. I don't know if that was an option. I don't think you got much for options in these other than wheelbase, half-ton, 3/4 ton. And if you got a V8 or a 6-cylinder, like I said, this is a 6-cylinder. There's the old 6-cylinder. Boy, that wind's really blowing. The sound quality is going to be real good. Generator, 53, should be 6-volt. Batteries under the floor over there. Glass bowl Holly on it. Oh boy, that's just held on by hopes and dreams. I'm sure that'll be fine. Heater hose apparently rotted off the side of the block from all that weight from that terrible coolant heater thinger over there. Fan shroud's still on her. Missing the top radiator hose. Bottom one's there. This heater hose broke off as well. Looks like all the plug wires are off. Where's the coil? No coil. Probably have to find one of those. Grab the fan. Or no, we grabbed the fan. We couldn't get it turned, but we put it in gear and rocked it back and forth. So I don't think it's very stuck. What is this? The cost saver? Something? I don't know. Wonder if that means it's a rebuilt engine or something. Who knows? She's pretty greasy. Somebody took all the plug wires off, so I'm guessing they were trying to do something with it. Looks like the starter wire's off too. Maybe it's just missing the solenoid's missing, maybe? Who knows? What's that little tab back there? I wonder if that's a rebuild tag. Ah, that's on the bell housing. They wouldn't put it there, would they? Guess we'll find out. Like I said, she's pretty greasy, so if it's rebuilt, it's been sitting a while. Oh boy, God, these have the worst hood hinges. Just terrible. Worse than square body first gen Chevys. Anyway, got it. There's a walk around in my newly purchased 53 Ford F100. I think we're gonna try getting her going. It does have a title, so that's handy. I think it'll run. And we'll have to decide what we're gonna do with it. It's pretty cool. I think it's supposed to be white. Not much white left. Got a good look to it other than that flat corner. What do you think, duffers? Well, got the old 53 F100 rolled into the shop. See if we can't get this thing to light off. Ooh, need some lube on there. Get in there, check it out. What do you think? What's that? Oh, there's no brake fluid in there? No. Any critters? Nothing? All clear? Take that battery cover off while you're over there. Oh, look at that. They even ground the screw heads off. That's classy right there. We could probably reuse that for part of the door panels. What do you think? I suppose we should get that battery cover off, see if there's a battery in it. Oh, hey, look, shirts. Send me an email if you need a shirt, or click the Teespring down below. It's pretty fancy. Oh boy. I'm gonna adjust that door. Ouch! Don't close that. No battery. Probably gonna need a... Oh, that cable, that'll be fine. It's fine, Duffy. Look how solid the floorboards are. And how gone the glove box is. Is that an add-on dome light? Maybe this thing's just that high class. Oh, do we got keys? No keys, Duffy. What are we gonna do? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm just trying to get it running. Just hold your horses. Well, first few things I notice here. Battery cable's unhooked. Starter is loose. Engine appears to have a rebuild tag. Probably gonna need a fuel line to hook up to that. Gonna need some heater hoses. A little rust. Oh, look, they're factory Ford wires, though. I don't think I could get it to turn over by hand. I think we were rocking it back and forth and it turned great. It's the heavy-duty oil bath. Air cleaner from Ford. You're supposed to put a quart of oil in there. It's made in America. Yeah, we don't want to get too parched. Good old sandwich. Need a top radiator hose. Oh, hey, there's the fuel line. Where's the dipstick? Where's the coil? Why are dipsticks so hard to find? For cheese and rice, right? If it was a snake, I'd be dead. Oh, yeah, that's the good stuff. Don't worry, I'll change it before I start it up.
Not.
You're right. I think the first thing I'm gonna do is pull the plugs out because it just seems like the right thing to do. Since all those wires are off. Maybe let's see if we can turn it over by hand. It's not looking good. Ow. Well, maybe let's put it in gear. I swear we did the rock test in it. Oh, cripes. Well, the frost plug rusted out, so that's good. The block heater, well, the coolant heater thinger fitting rusted off the side of the block. This thing's looking more like a V8 swap all the time. Should we put a small block in it? Big block? LS? What is this thing anyway? 223? 240? Great. I swear we had it in gear and rock. I'm gonna turn it. Let's put her in gear. Odds are that camera's gonna fall off. I don't know what to tell you guys, but that don't look good. Oh, there's an inspection cover. We're gonna take that off and we'll be good to go. Exhaust? We don't need no stinking exhaust. All right, you guys hang out while I blast that inspection cover off. We're gonna get it up in the air a little bit, you know, because obesity. Be a mouse nest in there. Oh yeah! Oh, that's a good one. Five-O, is that you? So much hantavirus right there. Sir, that has nothing to do with why the engine's stuck. Oh, that stinks. Yeah, come smell it. Get right in there. I'm not a guy for fancy tools. Picked this up at a garage sale. It's a flywheel turner. It's French. It's made by Snapone. That's a A144 part number. And god dang it, this son of a biscuit, she's real handy. You can get right in there and refund things. I had one of the Chinesium ones once. Spent a lot of time welding that, busting my knuckles. Another reason I wear gloves. Let's see if this pries her loose. All else fails, you get a little cheater bar on it. And then you break it, then this guy drives around in a truck and he gives you a new one. If you could get him to stop. We are not off to a good start. That's a lot of mouse fecal matter. See those ring gear teeth? Yeah, they're not so bad. That one's kind of ugly. And then, like South Dakota, these teeth have a meth problem.
I'm on meth.
We're on it. Just have it in one spot. Not a bad deal, Mortske says. Well, turns out there's shot over here too. I don't know what to do here. That's gonna require either pulling the transmission or the engine. I mean, valiant effort on almost getting the starter off, previous owner, you know. I wonder if we can get a bar in there and try to pry on it. I tried prying with that engine turning tool and it's not good. Time to get a bar, but that's gonna need to be addressed because that's gonna bite us. Man, small block Chevy sounds good right now. Other kind of good stuff. Oh yeah. That U-joint. He's real good. Back of that muffler. Quick Dick McDick. Not even number 9. That's just your standard mechanics wire. Don't worry. They quadrupled it up though, so that's pretty much like number 9. Yeah, that's a good spot for the solenoid Ford, because That's theft proof. Never gonna be able to get under there to work on that. It's this close to the battery. Oh my, what's this? Cross member just cracked out, just hanging there. Oh boy. Good thing it just holds the park brake cable, and we cut those. Check out the first video ever by Mortske on how to do that. Duff did a little, I don't know, paleontology here for us. So we found this little guy. Yeah, took a nice dirt nap a while ago. Pulled the spark plugs out. Sprayed a bunch of Zeppum in there, because that's what I got. So you guys can comment down below with the kerosene, ATF, Croyle, PB Blaster, whatever your favorite is. Got the back end jacked up. I'm gonna put it in gear, and we're gonna put a big bar on the drive shaft. And I'm guessing the clutch is just gonna slip, right, Duff? What do you think? Slippage. Yeah, that's the look of disappointment right there. Not even gonna wiggle his tail. Let's put her in. Let's put her in first. No, third. So she's 1 to 1. All right, in gear. We need a bar on the drive shaft. So this is for all the fans that say, just put it in gear and rock it. Well, the first thing is the back tires just slide. So if you put enough weight on the back tires, or if you just put a bar right on this drive shaft like I did, you can see I was prying on it. I got it to turn 90 degrees. Guess what? The engine didn't turn. That's a clutch. Look it up. It just slips. This is shot anyway. If a guy's gonna do anything with it, it's gotta be replaced. So I think what I'm gonna do, pull the drive shaft, pull this cute little 3-speed out, get the clutch off, probably, if I can. I should be able to get it out through that hole. And then maybe I can put a big bar on the flywheel, because that flywheel's gotta come off anyway. Or I could take the flywheel off, put a bar on the bolts, jank them up real good. Otherwise, I guess I could pull the head off, whack the pistons, but this still is gonna have to come off. Or I could pull the oil pan, that might sneak out past this rusty exhaust pipe, and then pry around in there. But like I said, this has gotta come off anyway, because she's buggered.
Fucking me.
For all my Australian and New Zealand and European friends, buggered. What's a different name for drive shaft in New Zealand or England? You know, like you guys call it a boot and a bonnet, and we call it a trunk and a hood. Oh, I heard another good one the other day. A load binder is what I call them. This old guy out in Montana called it a boomer. Where's the boomer? And I'm like, you mean the people that were born in the baby boom after World War II? No, the chain binder. Boomer. There you go. Mortske tech tip of the day. All right. Check back in a bit. So good with these lips.
Once it hits your lips, it's so good.
If you guys don't already follow them, check out some of the Canadian guys that support me as well. Coastal Auto Reaction, Sobering Restoration Horsepower Division, and Robert's Garage, an old car guy. Links are down below. They appreciate it. I appreciate it. We all appreciates it. Robert, he's not Canadian. He's close though. Got a mess, don't we, Duff? Got the transfusion out, bell housing's out, clutch is out, flywheel's out, Casa de Mouse House is out, driveline shaft is out, what's left of a muffler's out. We're not out of sandwiches yet, though. I think we're gonna need some parts. So here it is. I think it's just that hole, that one there, and that one there that hold the bell housing to the tiny little 215 inline 6. And then a couple additional 5/16 that hold that inspection plate flanger on. And then 6 bolts holding the clutch on, and another 6 holding the clutch to the back of the crankshaft, or the flywheel to the back of the crankshaft. Tomato, tomato. So, got her set down, my block of wood, holding it above the axle. Don't want to hit any bumps too hard, because as the suspension goes up and down, obviously the engine's going to go up and down. But like I showed you before, that ring gear, I don't know if that's from them trying to start and was locked up. I don't think so, because I think that's why I got parked. See how it's shot on the opposite side too? In the olden days, Grandpa, he'd just heat that ring gear up. You can pop it off, flip it around the other way, because you can see it usually only grabs on one side of the ring gear. Starter does, but I think if we're going that far, we're going all out and we're just gonna put a new one on. Probably should resurface that, but we're not gonna. It actually wasn't too bad to take apart. Oh. Remember the U-joint on the front, how she's kind of got some play? The back one's real good. It don't move. Let's grab a hammer here. Everything's a hammer if you need a hammer. Fixed it. Real good. That's a 1-inch hammer. How's the pinion? Not bad. Not bad at all. Before I order a ring gear, on a clutch or anything else, we need to get this thing turning over. So, I don't know if I could stick a couple bolts in there and twist on it, or I was thinking I could use that flywheel as a template and drill something out. That's an idea. If I take that, what you call it, flywheel, or just measure these 2 holes for distance apart, and we can drill 2 holes in a chunk of tubing or angle iron or something. That would be all right. And then as soon as we got it to budge, we'd have to unbolt it and readjust it. I was thinking we could drill those holes into a flat plate and bolt it to it and then weld something on the end, but I don't know. Let's see what I come up with. Let's get a measurement, because no point ordering parts till I get this thing to turn over. And I don't know how in love I am with this stupid 215 anyway. You guys ever heard of a small block Chevy? I do like fuel tanks on these. Got a drain plug. All I do is pull that, put her back in, fill her up, ready to go. New day, new fun. Cleaned up my mess last night after I made more of a mess. Show you that in a second. Tech tip of the day, pick up your tools every night, so that way the next day you know where they're at. Put your tools away, just like your mom said. Wish I'd have listened to her back then. Oh, you finally getting up for the day? So, you could tell I was prying on it with that. Remember my epiphany where I was just gonna bolt on with a few holes on here? Well, first I took a piece of C-channel, drilled 2 holes in it, and bolted it on, and it bent right there. And then I got real bright, and I just took 2 bolts, threaded them in like so, put a bar in between them and started prying. Guess what that did? Yeah, that was stupid. Blew the corner of the crankshaft out. Whoopsies! So I think it might have been okay if I'd have went all the way across, because then it's prying them in a circle, where when I was prying on them like that, it was just pushing straight out. Not good, but if we really wanted to, we could weld that back on there. So then I got angry, and I got the big old 36-inch aluminum pipe wrench out. And I think these 2 bolts were about up here, so I got it to turn probably a little over 90 degrees. And now it is stuck. You can see I got the engine chained down because she's kind of wonking all over. I feel like that front mount's not doing anything but maybe just a guide. It's stuck, kids. She is taut. And I really don't want to pull the head off this thing because then I still got to do exhaust, still got to do ignition. The only good thing about it is I think that it was part because it had a bad ring gear, I think. But I still need to find a ring gear, which I think I can get them for like 18 bucks. But then who knows about the valve train and the lower end and so on and so forth. And it needs a carb kit. I think I'm gonna look for a Y block. I like Y blocks. And if we can't find one of them, we're just gonna go straight to a small block Chevy and an independent front end and all or nothing, because it's gonna need brakes anyway. Then we can just put a 9-inch in it, maybe 4-link it. So tech tip of the day, don't put 2 bolts in your crankshaft and try prying on them thinking you're gonna get a stuck engine to turn over, because odds are you won't wreck it like I did, but you really get after it like me and you do. I might give her a couple more heaves with the bar. See if for some reason it'll come loose. Usually when they budge, they'll go, but this thing, I've been frickin' reefing on it. It's lifting the pickup on the suspension, and yeah, she's taut. Well, looks like the old 53 is gonna have to wait. I'm gonna kick her outside for now. I guess I could pull the head off this thing, but I think I'm just gonna look for a different one because it's stuck. Exhaust manifold's cracked. A couple of the freeze plugs are cracked. When I pulled the radiator out, water came out, so I'm guessing she froze up. That's usually not good for things. I don't have any parts for this. Somebody had the carburetor loose at one time, so I think somebody was dinking with it. I don't know. Between the fuel system, that exhaust, the water that was in there, and the frost plugs, and me not having any parts for these things. One thing I did notice is when I went to go put the distributor cap back on, it's the wrong distributor cap, so somebody was messing with that. The distributor wires, coil wires, were all unhooked, so somebody stole that. Which, coil is a coil. Should be able to put pretty much anything on there. 12-volt coil, whatever. Needs a ring gear, needs a clutch. If I'm gonna go and buy all those parts, I might as well put something in there that I like a little bit better. It needs brakes. See what I can find for engines locally. I got a 6-liter small block, a few other engines laying around. If I do an LS, I gotta build up a tranny, and you get in a fuel pump, wiring, flashing the computer, just a pile of work. And then, yeah, the brakes aren't gonna be good enough. So I don't know how far we're gonna take this. Do we put a whole front end under it? Do we rebuild all that stuff? I like my stuff low. I do know there was a Jag front end, or an entire Jag, so maybe I haven't done one of those. I had one of these before that had a Volare in it. Thing drove great. I'm not saying Volares are the way to go, but that thing drove awesome, and I do have one. I've done the Mustang 2 thing. I kind of want to do one on the channel here, but I just don't like the way they steer. They're so darty. They're like a go-kart, but they're cheap. Everything's new. You can slam one in a day, and then you can make your engine mounts or whatever you need, but I just think that we're gonna have to give up on this. If we can find another 6-cylinder that'll drop right in, I'll stick with the 6, or if I get time, I'll rip into this one, and maybe there's life left in it. But between the ignition and me screwing up the crank, which I think would be fine with 5 bolts, it'd probably be just fine, and the carburetor and just everything else that's strictly related to this style of engine, it's just really not worth pursuing it, I don't think, for what it is. You know, then you're kind of stuck with that 3-speed. If it was an overdrive, I'd be all for it, but kind of like overdrives and horsepower, neither of which this pickup had. But it's a super solid pickup. There's a few whammos in there that I can bang out, but I want to get it down low, and I want some horsepower. See if we can find a Y block that'll just drop right in there. Maybe we'll come across a 3-speed overdrive. I think I actually have one. It's for an earlier one, but we can probably make it work. I don't know anything about these, so I don't know if I got to get a different bell housing or if this bell housing will fit on a 223. This is a 215, or maybe that bell housing will fit on a Y block. I don't know. Probably not, because Ford nothing interchanges except for oil and antifreeze. Tech tip of the day. Only thing interchanges on a Ford is oil and antifreeze, and you better check your operator's manual first. Uncle Jerry taught me that. So, let me know what you guys think I should do. There's probably Ford guys rolling over in their grave. Henry Ford says I didn't build these, put Chevy engines in them, but hey, it's what works. It's going to get it back on the road. It just needs so much work, brakes, exhaust, all that stuff. I'm going to do all that stuff. I just as soon do all that stuff the way I want it, so I'll keep it. Maybe actually do a project for the channel. And the other thing is, you know, I could have taken this mistake out of the video, but I want to show you guys. It's not all rainbows and sunshine working on this stuff. You screw up once in a while, and that's how you learn, by making mistakes. So I should be one smart SOB. I'm not, but I'm smarter now for knowing that. So there you go. I screwed up. Don't yell at me. I know already. So comment down below. Let me know what you guys think we should do. What should we name this thing? Casper? I do like white. And it's got a little bit left. Mostly only on the bed sides. Pretty much everything's baked off. Might see if I can get a hold of the owner that I got it from the auction. His name's still in the title. See if I can find some history on this thing. But comment down below. Let me know what you think we should do with it. Should we go back to original? It's probably not going to happen, guys. Unless I can find a 6-cylinder that'll drop right in. But I'm kind of leaning towards small block, carbureted, like a turbo 350 or 700 R4. Ooh, I got some 200 4Rs. Then we have overdrive. Maybe a 9-inch, neither a Mustang front end. Maybe I'll whammo that Valarian. Maybe we'll do a Jaguar. I haven't done a Jag front end. They say they work good. But yeah, can't win them all. We tried. Gave it a pretty valiant effort. I was reefing on that thing with that 3-foot bar and just wasn't going. Thanks for watching. Check out my other videos. Check out the other channels. Coastal Auto Reaction, Robert's Garage, Old Car Guy, and who's the other one, Duff? Who's the other guy that gives me a shout out so you owe it to him? Oh, Sobering Restoration Horsepower Division. It's a mouthful. Check those guys out. They got some good videos out there. Appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Doesn't matter how you get it done, as long as you're having fun. We got nothing done here, but oh well, we tried. Yeah, that's the look of disappointment. I'm sure everybody's got that same look on the internet. Let's kick her outside. Drag the next one in.